Hello and welcome to Realm's Edge Gaming. In this episode I thought we could take a look at the Hammerhal Herald from yesterday. It's quite an interesting one, so let's have a read and we'll talk about what we think it could be pointing towards or hinting at the arrival of. So it begins with, is the new year leaving you in a state of tonic immobility? Does worrying about your future make you feel cold-blooded? Visit the great Seraphon to discover what awaits you. Those spawned under the constellation of Selenar may find that the scales have been lifted from their eyes, and new opportunities await. But beware of Shaish rising. Prepare to shed your tail and flee if danger approaches. Visit the Starseer Extraordinaire while the realms are aligned to glimpse your future. So, I thought this was a really cool Hammerhal Herald. I like the kind of ending power. It says, visit the Starseer Extraordinaire while the realms are aligned to glimpse your future, kind of hinting towards the realms being aligned at the moment, potentially being broken, the Broken Realms narrative. Now, this isn't the first Hammerhal Herald that we've had that was kind of focused upon the Seraphon as the kind of character. Way back in, I think it was, the 29th of April, we had the Azahheim Crier, which was all about the fangs of Sotek declared innocent again. Mysterious killings ruled the work of the Daughters of Cain. So that was in April. And then on the 3rd of June, we had this one, which was again authentic Starseer, and it was all about horoscopes. It says, pack your bags. With the tip of Dracothian's tail aligning with Utoa's wings, and in conjunction with a waning bad moon in the 4th quadrant, the great plan suggests a thrilling journey in your future. Sotek's fangs are rising high in the sky, so look out for gargants and opportunities for financial investment. Now, it's quite tricky, this, because with the state of the world, it's got things about gargants and possibly when these were released, we all know that Games Workshop's kind of release schedule has been thrown out of sync with everything going on in the world. So, maybe there was something there about the gargants, and it took, a little bit longer for it to be released. But going back to our current kind of Hammerhal Herald, again, looking at the Seraphon, perhaps it's saying here about spawned under the constellation of Selenar. Well, we know that Teclis and Selenar are, the Lumineth Realm Lords. We also know that Selenar is meant to represent the moon spirit of the Lumineth Realm Lords lands and the kind of geomantic spirits of the area. But we all know that the Seraphon are kind of very celestial minded, the stars and the moon and the planets. So I did do a little bit of research and try to find out if there was anything in relation to the Seraphon and Selenar, but I'll be honest, I couldn't find anything about that. Maybe you guys might know something more than I do there on that one. If you do, please drop a comment below. But it says, may find that the scales have been lifted from their eyes. Well, with it talking about scales from their eyes, automatically I'm still thinking, well, we're talking about the lizards. It says, but beware of Shaish rising. Prepare to shed your tail and flee if danger approaches. Well, back on the 27th of November, we did have this roadmap released to us, and it told us all about the kind of war bands that were going to be released. We've got February here, which was the Starblood Stalkers. It was the Seraphon warband, and on the same day they did tease us the Chameleon Skink there. Now, going back to one of the previous, they teased us the priest one there, didn't they? This was a while back, and I think it was one of the Broken Realms preview. Was it the Shadow one that they did there? And on this one they teased that one. So it says here about, but beware of Shaish rising. If you see anything, prepare to shed your tail and flee if danger approaches. Well, we've got Seraphon here in February, and then a month later in March, we've got this one, and I know I've spoken with you guys before about it, thinking about this being the kind of vampires, the Soul Blight, definitely a Shaish-themed army. So it does really show that the warband seems to be on its way. If I'm honest, I don't think it's a hint at a Broken Realm thing. I don't think it's going to be kind of heralding new Seraphon models. I mean, the battle tome for Seraphon is relatively new in the grand scheme of things. I know it didn't really come up with many new models. You know, we got the Realm Shaper engine, we had the battle cards, and we had the battle tome, but beyond that we didn't get any kind of new sculpts. And I know loads and loads of people are kind of calling for that at the moment. You know, after seeing these especially, they're absolutely phenomenal, and it just goes to show what the design team could do if they did get a kind of a grip on doing new Seraphon models. So yeah, I think this Hammerhal Herald is kind of talking more about the roadmap here, as we've spoken about. And to be honest, there's not really like a lot of time left. I don't think the state of the world has affected this release schedule. At least we've not been told so far. But I know there was a previous article from Games Workshop where they were talking about how their release schedule has been affected, and rather than doing weekly releases, they were going to do it once every 2 weeks. Now, if that is the case from the point where we are today till the end of February, there are only, I think, 4 kind of pre-release slots before the end of February. So within at least those 4, I'm sure we will see the warband revealed in its totality. At the moment, we've just had these 2 models. I would love for there to be some Saurus as well. You know, if there was one of the cold ones as well, or even a Croxigor, which I think is likely, that would be absolutely amazing. Be a bit of a tease too, because it just kind of shows what the design team could have done with that, and you know, hopefully we'll get some Seraphon new models coming in the not too distant future. But tell me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them below in the comments. Do you think this is all about the Diachasm release schedule with the Starblood Stalkers and the vampire faction coming up? The one thing that kind of did make me think was in the previous ones it talks a lot about the Fangs of Sotek. I know that's one of the kind of the allegiances that you can pick from the Seraphon, and also about Dracothian's Tail. I'm not too familiar with Utoa's Wings. In the Mysteries of the Mortal Realms, it talks about the Bad Moon. The lizards live on the Bad Moon. And again, in the Seraphon Battle Tome, it mentions the Bad Moon as well, and how they had tried to kind of understand what it was doing, but to no avail. So, yeah, drop me a comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you think it's going to be new models, or is it just about the Diachasm? Do you think we'll see new Seraphon in the future for the AOS in general? Or what kind of a part do you think Seraphon will play in the Broken Realms narrative? For me, that's a really interesting point. The Seraphon, as we all know, are very enigmatic. Who knows when they're going to pop up? It just remains to be seen, and also in what capacity. And for what reason, because as we all know with the Seraphon, many other races kind of can't comprehend their understanding of why they do certain things. They might think it's very strange what they're doing, but it all fits into the Seraphon's great plan. So, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It's greatly appreciated, and I really do enjoy talking to you all. Hopefully we'll speak soon. See you later. Bye.